A few years ago, I was in a business meeting with two men who disagreed on a plan of action. Obviously, this isn't uncommon at work, as we know, but it can still be uncomfortable, especially when egos get involved. Everyone else in the room braced themselves while these two executives faced off with their wildly different opinions. But to our surprise, the meeting still went well and smoothly, all because one of these men exuded a calm maturity that was almost impossible to fight. He met his colleague's argumentative tone with absolute tranquility, and the situation just diffused. Instead of offering rebuttals and contradictions, he kept saying things like, "I see your point, Jeff, and you're right about that, Jeff. Could we consider?" I was impressed because egos didn't rule that morning because they couldn't. There was just too much calm in the room. And you can't meet that kind of Zen-like state with fire. So what are more ways to bring tranquility, maturity, and peace into our lives? In this video, I'm going to share 7 ways that you can be more calm, more mature, and more productive and successful. But first, if you haven't already, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the little bell icon to get notified every time I upload a new video, because we're dropping more and more juicy content. What we focus on expands. And if we focus on drama, that's what we get. When we focus on serenity, that's what we get. And who couldn't use a little bit more of that, am I right? Here are 7 ways you can bring more of that cool, collected calm and the successes that result from it into your life. Focus on your own stuff. It can be so easy to compare ourselves to other people, their paychecks, the contents of their closets, their relationship status. But when you've realized that all that matters and all that you can control is you can't help but just then focus on yourself. And when you focus only on yourself and stay in your lane, life begins to get awesome. Don't overthink so much. When you stop trying to dissect and interpret the words, the text, the tweets, the emojis, the motivations of others, you'll experience a really nice dose of tranquility. Analysis paralysis is such a precious waste of your time, and I guarantee if you're watching this video, you're probably already doing it too much. Know how to laugh at yourself. This is one of my favorite things in the world. Joan Rivers said, "Life goes by fast. Enjoy it. Calm down. It's all funny." Life doesn't always have to be so serious, does it? And once you get to the point where you can start to just laugh at yourself, you can laugh at pretty much anything else going on around you. Work before you play. Maturity can almost always be measured by some form of delayed gratification. Do the work first, don't half-ass it, and then play. Work can be fun too. Remember that, especially when you commit to doing work that you really love. And adulting can be a great adventure if you give it a chance. Don't gossip. When you walk away from the water cooler when the boss is being whispered about, you're really doing yourself a favor in the long run. There is nothing good that can come to your life through gossiping. Remember that the next time you're tempted. Take responsibility for your life. Now, you cannot always control your circumstances, but you can control your attitude, approach, and response. I don't think there's anything more mature than taking complete responsibility for your life and the parts that you can control. Because when you take responsibility and you stop focusing on excuses and other people and giving them power, you live a far more empowered, self-directed, successful, purpose-driven life. Don't react. There's nothing like watching reality TV to observe some highly reactive, immature, theatrical overreactions. And on screen when we watch them, look, they're great, aren't they? Bring the drama, that's why we watch it. But when you become a reality TV star's polar opposite, when you've mastered the art of non-reaction and let something that could have really offended you just slide, that's when you're really winning. Remember, there are people out there that want to invoke a negative reaction from you. They want to provoke you. You don't have to give them the satisfaction of delivering this. Maturity begins when drama and dissatisfaction ends. We can quantify our calm by our ability, in the words of Taylor Swift, just shake it off. Because you can really choose to free yourself from anything. A rude remark, an under-the-breath diss from someone you've never liked, an online hater, a passive-aggressive colleague, who and whatever. When you can shake it off and just focus on the present moment, which is all we ever have, you kind of have it all figured out in that moment. And guilt and regret can have you living in the past, and anxiety and worry make you future trip. When you can be here now, truly, that calm will carry you far. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and head on over to susie-moore.com to download my free self-coaching guide.